We are building the world's most powerful two-stroke motocross bike. Come and join us for the ride. It's a very exciting day here in the 999 Laser Studio, maybe even the biggest day in the history of this channel. As you can see, the Eagle has landed, or should I say, the Panther has landed. We are about to embark on a mission to build the world's most powerful single-cylinder two-stroke motocross bike, and we've been given the opportunity to be the first people in the world to do this build. And it all starts with this box right here that, as you can see, has come all the way from Canada. Okay, so I think I've teased you guys enough. What's inside this box? Let's open it up and find out. You guys know that we love our two-strokes and we love our big bore bikes. In our arsenal, we've got a 125, we've got a 250, we had the Suzuki 400cc two-stroke that you saw last year, we've got the 500s of course, and we've even got the 700cc Megalodon. But it feels like there's something missing from the lineup. This is the Panthera PM-09, a 600cc single-cylinder fuel-injected fire-breathing two-stroke monster. And we're going to put it in a dirt bike. This motor is a work of art. It features a counterbalance shaft to reduce vibrations by 70%. It has a 12-fibre clutch, a triple blade servo power valve, a primary injector in the base and a secondary injector in the throttle body. It will have constant exhaust temperature control, and the e-start is actually integrated into the cases. The PM-09 took 3 years of hard work from Panthera to design and develop. Pretty much every part of this motor is made in-house. Panthera actually created their own foundry and machine department for this project. Their goal has always been to bring the quality and precision of the car racing world, where the owner Sebastian cut his teeth, to the MX and ATV world. You might know Panthera from their other projects. They became very well known for their CR500 billet cases and their CR500 electric starter. They saw the interest in the big bore market and understood the undying love for the sound and smell of two-strokes. So in 2018 they developed their first motor, the PM-07, which was aimed at bringing two-strokes back to the ATV world. Using that experience, Panthera set out to create a re-engineered engine for the motorcycle and snowbike market, and they set themselves some very specific targets for the motor. It had to fit a modern motocross chassis, be a torque monster, offer great power at low cost, use pump gas, and have fuel injection to accommodate for any situation. And this is what they created. So what's in the crate when you order a PM-09? Well, obviously you get the motor itself, this beautiful, monstrous, scary looking thing here. You actually get an installation manual for the specific chassis that you're going to be using for your build. So this is specific to the chassis that we've got. Custom silencer, look how beautiful that is. We've got the front pipe, look at the size of that monster. It's an absolute work of art. That's just bonkers. And then in these bags here, in this bag we've got the engine mounting brackets, or the mounting kit specific for our chassis. We'll go into more detail on that later when we're back in the workshop. We've got the exhaust springs there in this bag, and in the final bag, the final piece to the puzzle, we've got all of the electrics, the wiring loom and everything in there. So that's what comes in the crate. Let's head to the workshop. Let's get started on what might well be the most bonkers build we've ever done. Day one in the workshop is set to be a busy one. Our first task is to see whether this motor and that monstrous pipe will actually fit inside our donor chassis. Hopefully it'll be a straightforward process. To help me with this build, I've acquired the brains and the brawn of our channel test rider Sean. He's done loads of bike builds in the past, but certainly nothing like this. He's not seen the motor or the pipes yet, so we're going to reveal it to him now. Right, first I'll give you the tailpipe. Look at that.
That's good, isn't it?
Custom job that.
Yeah. Very nice.
Close your eyes.
I'll close my eyes. I don't trust this. What are you going to give me?
Open your eyes. Look at that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's blimey.
And underneath
Come on,
here
then.
is the PM-09 from Panthera. Look at that.
Yeah. That's going to look meaty in that bike, isn't it? Let's get on. Let's get on with it then.
The first job of the day was to strip down the donor bike to its bare bones. Okay, so let's talk about chassis then. This is a 2019 KTM 250 SX. It's a rolling chassis that we've had laying around the 999 laser garages for about 18 months now, just waiting for a project like this. It does require some minor modifications to the bottom engine brackets. Sean will explain that later on. Panthera actually do fit kits for a lot of bikes, a lot of brands that don't require modifications. We'll put more information about that in the description down below, but basically you can fit this motor into a lot of different rolling chassis, so that's a really nice thing about this motor and about this build. You can be quite versatile with how you do it. For all the details of all the specifics, check out the Panthera website on the chassis that you can use for this build.
With this chassis, to mount the Panthera into here, we've got to remove the old bottom engine mounts, and Panthera have kindly machined us some new ones to put in situ. So what we're going to do a complete dry build. So we're going to build it up, put the engine in, get everything where it needs to be, mount these so they're in the right place, then just tack weld them on, and then strip everything out and then get them welded up. So the mount, as you can see, is going to be minimal disruption to the frame. They're just set back slightly, so once they're in place, like I say, we'll just weld them in. Once they're in situ, just tack them in, engine out, and then get them fully welded. So yeah, minimal disruption to the frame, which is, I would say, DIY thing that you could do at home if you're quite capable of welding or anything like that. But any fabrication shop will be able to do that for you, no problem.
Right, so as you can see, the donor chassis is pretty dirty. It's literally just rolled off the track into the garage and has been sat there for like 18 months. Don't worry about that though. We are going to make this build look pretty. It's going to look the nuts when we're done. But today's just a dry build. We're just going to make sure everything fits. Once the dry build's done, we'll take everything out and then we'll start the beautification process to make this build look absolutely stunning when we're all finished with it. So don't worry about how filthy everything looks right now. That is going to be sorted. Now that the bike was stripped and the frame had been cleaned, Sean was able to remove those bottom engine mounts. Okay, so as you've just seen, Sean's taken off the bottom engine brackets. That means we're ready to get the PM-09 in there. We're going to take it off of the blocks that it came shipped on and try and get it fitted into the frame for the first time. So it's a two-man job. We're both going to work on this one. As this build had never been done before and this motor had never been inside this frame, we were a little nervous to see how much space we had to play with. but we were pleasantly surprised.
Let's go!
So we're at the stage now where we've just slipped the motor in, and it went in relatively easy, to be fair. Looking at the size of it and the space we had, it was like, it's going to be tight, but it did go in quite easy. I was quite surprised. So basically we've just popped in the front engine mount, which lines up correctly with the spacers. So now what we're going to do is pop in the swing arm, get the motor centralised, put on the top mounts so it's all centralised so we know exactly where it is, and then we'll start working on the bottom brackets for the frame, and we, you know, like, because they need relocating, getting them sorted out, getting them tacked in, and then getting the engine out. So let's go.
Before we committed to anything, Sean and I had a good look here to make sure that we were fitting these new mounts in the right place.
Just basically put the engine in, all the engine bolts are located, mounts are located, which then gave us where we need to be on the new mounts for the bottom bracket for the engine. So now that's tacked in place. So what we're going to do now is undo everything and then pull it out, fully weld that, and then it's going to go back in again. So yeah, in, out, in, out, in, out.
Shake it all about.
Yes, they do. Shake it all about, yeah.
Right, what's going on?
Well, so now we're going to just weld these properly. So we're going to run a weld on the top, both sides, and then we'll flip it over, dress all the metal, clean it up, and then give it a weld from the bottom. So yeah, as good as it comes out of the factory.
You sure about that?
Oh, 100%.
As Sean said at the start of the video, as long as you've got the confidence and the tools, this build is more than doable in your garage at home. And luckily for me, Sean's definitely got the skills to do this job, and despite his occasional grumpiness, I actually think he quite enjoys the process.
So we're at the stage now where we've fully welded the brackets onto the bottom of the frame in the new location, the new brackets that they've supplied. Dress the welds up, all ready to go now to slip the motor back in and start bolting it all back together.
As ready as he'll ever be.
Yeah. Your way, towards you.
I need to get a bit of grip.
That's what she said.
Yep. There, weren't we?
Yep.
Yes. That was easier than expected.
Yes!
She's in.
So we stumbled across just a little issue, nothing major. Obviously this is the first time this has been done, but as we had the swing arm in before, with everything bolted up, before we'd done the bottom engine mounts, we just noticed that this is just kissing the casing slightly. I mean, it's not an issue at all. I'm just going to dress this up, just take that little bit of material off there, just to give it that little bit of clearance, and it'll be perfect.
Right, so as you've probably just seen, we've been trying to figure out how this huge front pipe goes on. As you've seen, it's an absolute monster. So what we've decided to do, Sean will explain, is we're going to get the subframe on, right? So we've got the tailpipe on and we can try and line it up with that.
Yeah,
that's the plan.
that is the best idea. Yeah, get subframe on, and then go from there. See where the tailpipe's at, and then see if we can somehow like
get that monster pipe.
Yeah, get it on, manipulate it. Might be a few alterations with it, but we're going to try and see if it fits. I mean, it's never been fitted in this frame before. There's no brackets on it, so we've got to weld some of them on, and so it's a bit of a bespoke build. But pretty sure
it's because we're the first in the world.
Yeah, we're first in the world.
Well, let's get cracking then. So what have you just put on the throttle body? Yeah,
so throttle body's on. We're going to get that mounted back on and then see if we can connect up the airbox.
Considering Panthera have never fitted this motor inside this chassis, it's actually incredible how well this pipe fits. But still, it took us a bit of time and a bit of trial and error to get it to fit perfectly. Alright, Big Sean, talk us through our latest discovery and what we need to do.
So, as was discovered, and we knew this anyway, that the exhaust wouldn't fit. Well, there's some manipulation to be done with the exhaust.
Which he warned us about, that
yeah,
probably
he did,
would.
Yeah,
he said it was close, but you might,
for
this specific model.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, they've never built this in this bike, in this chassis, so every problem we're coming across is new. So what we're going to do is remove this bracket here on the frame. I'm going to get rid of that, just to allow us to get the exhaust maybe in a position where...
Because we've just tried to line it up.
It's just a no-go, because it's massive. Like, let me just get it. I mean, look at the size of that. It's huge.
That bracket is getting in the way of us lining it all up nicely. Without that, we can do it.
Well,
hopefully.
We've got one way to find out. We're going to cut it off.
So we're going to lock it off and then relocate it.
Yeah, relocate. Yeah. Once we got the pipe into a reasonable position. So let's see what we can do. And
we're doing this completely unsupervised. Phil's gone.
Yeah, Phil's gone. So it's just me and Max and the grinder. We just left. Yeah, without panicky Phil and paranoid Phil. Yeah, so and he's not done a risk assessment, so I don't know if
let's get the power tools out quick. Let's do it now. Well, there's no going back now, but we were fairly certain we'd made the right move. And just like that, the pipe was on and we had all the clearance we needed. It's safe to say we were pretty pumped.
That looks like a python has swallowed an antelope.
Yeah, it does.
That's what that looks like. So that's the exhaust bracket that we've cut off. It was in completely the wrong place for this pipe. As you can see, this pipe's about 4 times as big as a stock pipe. Well, I bet it's bigger than 4 times, and it's massive. And it was banging away, so now we're going to relocate this in a different part of the frame, possibly up here, and then get a hanger off the exhaust, so that'll be one mount, and then possibly mount off the back here, off this somehow. But we've got a few more bits to jigger about first before we start doing that, but it's a long old process, but we're getting there.
How long have we been in the workshop now today?
It's 8 hours.
Yeah
8 hours, and I think we've made good progress today, really good. So bring on the next 8 hours. Can't wait.
Do you want to say that with a bit more like passion and enthusiasm?
Oh, okay. Let's bring on the next 8 hours, because I cannot wait, because it's awesome. Is that better for you?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Oscar's on its way.
Yeah, not BAFTA.
As you guys will know, it's so important to insure your dirt bikes, and we do that through BeMoto, even for our special projects like this one. BeMoto have you covered for dirt bike theft insurance, dirt bike repatriation insurance, and even race van insurance. There's a link to their website in the description down below, so be sure to check them out next time you're renewing your insurance. Right, so we're just about finished of day one in the workshop, and we've finished with a bit of a triumph there at the end, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
We've got the pipe fitted.
Yeah.
It was a little bit hairy. It was like, is this going to fit? We was, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes of us trying to do that, and then
trying to work it out,
trying to figure out how it all fits. And then,
well, getting the angle where it needs to be. There's still a little bit of trimming to do, like just there on that bracket, but that's not.
But it's
problem.
on.
It's on.
It's on.
And it looks mental. It looks absolutely mental.
But that's what this is all about.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
Sensible is not fun.
No.
So
so we've had a good first successful day, I think.
next time we'll be getting stuck into stage 2 of the build. We'll have to get our thinking caps on to overcome the 2 biggest hurdles of the project, and we'll be hitting the road to begin the beautification process. So be sure to subscribe to the channel now, not to miss a video. Until next time, we'll be in the workshop.